Welcome to the Beau Show, the home of faith, family, and freedom. Angel Studios was started by brothers Neal, Jeff, and Jordan Harmon. It bloomed into Angel Studios from its predecessor, VidAngel, which aimed to filter out explicit and profane material from entertainment content that in many ways represented darkness and division. So Angel came up with the idea of amplifying light. And by that, they mean stories that are true, honest, noble, just, authentic, lovely, admirable, and excellent. Angel is also connotated with the idea of the angel investor that funds films and TV shows. And in the angel model, the audience determines what they want to see through the concept of a guild of thousands that screens the content. Angel has funded the unlikely but monster success biblical TV series The Chosen, as well as Tuttle Twins, The Wingfeather Saga, and Dry Bar Comedy, a cleaner model for comedians and audiences. Angel recently held their Illuminate 2023 event in Provo, Utah, to unveil new series and give updates on current series. I spoke with actor Sean Sharma, who plays the character of Shmuel in The Chosen, who talked about his experience with the show and how fans can leave their own imprint and possess a digital piece of the show. Sean, thank you so much for being here with me. It's great to be with you at Illuminate, Angel Studios Illuminate. Many people are going to know you as your character Shmuel from The Chosen. And I'd like to know what's the most rewarding and challenging part of playing that role?
Oh, the most rewarding part of it is just being part of this story that is the biggest story that could touch the most amount of people's lives on the planet. I kind of hit the lottery when it comes to the kind of acting job you can get. You want to be a part of stories that touch people's lives. And people watch the show not just for entertainment, but to be closer to their faith, to explore faith, to think of how they could be better human beings. So it's really a unique, special experience. And then my role within the show as kind of the Pharisee who's not quick to accept that this is the Messiah, has been a really relatable character for those who either have doubts or people who think, like, if I was alive 2,000 years ago, would I just have accepted that this was the Messiah? Or just having patience and grace for those who may not just immediately believe, and they need that there's a longer journey for them to get there.
And what was challenging for you in that role?
I think the main challenge is just wanting to make sure that Shmuel isn't just a cardboard cutout villain, because that wouldn't be fair to those who have questions about their faith. It's like, you want to respect the fact that some people need time and not everybody's going to react the same way. And Shmuel is somebody who was raised a particular way, has a very strong view, is very proud and studious in that view. And when something comes along that's not that, we don't want people to just abandon rules without good reason. So I think it's the main challenge is making sure that Shmuel is dimensional, that he's relatable, and that we don't unfairly characterize those who have legitimate concerns.
You know, I played this role of Jesus in this staged musical called Messiah, the musical.
I can see it. I can totally see it.
Maybe not right now with my blonde hair, but it's interesting because in playing the role of Jesus, I know that I was changed and my faith was changed by playing the role. I'm curious, in playing the role of Shmuel, how your faith may have been affected.
I think it's just the next step for my faith journey on touching people's lives in a positive way, because my relationship with God has been a central pillar of my life since I was a child. I say that footprints in the sand kind of like image that some people had up on their wall of when there's two sets of footprints and then there's only one and then there's two, and it's like it was God who carried me when there was only one set of footprints. That was my childhood. I certainly didn't survive it because of my own strength. So my faith has always been a central part of my life. And so I know that God put me here for the reason to make as big of a positive impact on as many people as possible. And this is just the next step on that journey. So when this is happening, I'm like, this feels like what I'm supposed to be doing.
What do you think has made The Chosen so appealing and an outlier in the telling of this particular story and the way the characters are portrayed?
Well, I don't want to be judgmental, but I think that there's an approach to this show that has transcended resistance that people have had to similar types of projects in the past. And I think maybe it's the courage and the expertise with which the writers and the producers have taken some creative license in putting this out there. And that's risky. Not everybody's going to agree with how you take that creative license. And I think that Dallas and the team have done an incredible job of engaging in conversation with the community whenever there's concerns, because no one's going to be happy with everything. But you're essentially trying to tell the best story that you can, so that it's engaging, so people want to watch it, so people can relate to the characters. And so we've made the characters human and dimensional. Even Jesus, who's supposed to be 100% God, 100% human. And navigating that is very difficult. And so even something as simple as Jesus doing very human-like things is something people are watching very closely to see whether, So it's a tough challenge, but I think the fact that our team has taken it on and brought incredible filmmaking skills to it, from the crew and the cinematography and the writing and the direction and the acting. I think people are seeing this is just a good TV show. It happens to be based on the Bible. Nothing in it conflicts with Scripture. It's taking some creative license. But other than that, it is just a good dramatic television show.
Well, by the time people see the show, they see what's perfect. All the work is done. But you as an actor, surely there have to be stories of something that was difficult for you. So tell us a couple stories, if you can, about maybe some things we wouldn't otherwise know about what happened behind the scenes.
Okay, so there was a time when we had very little money. We were just at the beginning of this process, and we had 19,000 people contribute $10 million to help us fund season 1.
Amazing.
But we didn't raise it all at once. We only had raised like $4 or $5 million when we shot the first 4. And so we had to shoot the first season in kind of 2 chunks. And at that time, we didn't have this beautiful set that we have now. We were using a Capernaum Village, which is in close by Weatherford, Texas. And so there was only a couple of inns in the area, and one of them had a bed bug infestation that we didn't know about. So I would wake up with bites, and I thought it was mosquitoes. I'd never encountered that before, and after a few days, I was just destroyed by them. And they had to move me a couple of times, and good thing my character wears long black robes, because it's hiding all of the mayhem in those first.
So you reacted very poorly to these bed bug bites.
I'm one of the people who, if a bed bug bites me, I will be in pain for about a month afterwards. And I had 86 bites all over my body.
Oh my gosh.
So that's one thing, and then there's other fun things that, there's one scene where I'm following Nicodemus to go talk to the Avbeddin, and what people don't know is I had just sprained my groin muscle, and when I was shooting a commercial a week before, so I was limping, and I was trying to hide my limp as much as possible following Nicodemus. So everyone's got stories like that, of things that if you knew behind the scenes, you'd be like, hey, nice way to hide it.
Yeah, they don't know, actor to actor, what's going on.
Right.
What do you think the angel model has done to the overall Hollywood studio model? And do you think it's perhaps the way of the future?
The momentum from what The Chosen kind of first started seems to be resonating with other projects, because we keep seeing other films and shows be funded from a similar model. So whether it's the future or not, it certainly seems to be gaining momentum, because it's growing. And I think there's something really neat about a community willing to fund the kinds of programming that they want to see, as opposed to being subjected to whatever the industry just wants to present. So it's kind of people having a say in the kind of entertainment that they want to experience. So that's really cool. And so I don't know whether it's going to change the industry. I know that what we've been doing with, for example, bringing our show into theaters, that's something that hasn't been done in the past. And now what's happening with these collectibles is another incredible evolution of using technology and being on the cutting edge and stuff. So I think what I've seen both The Chosen and Angel do be very transformative.
I also caught up with the Wingfeather Saga creatives Chris Wall and Brock Starnes, who shared how the show's adaptation from books has led to a wildly successful TV series, a second season, and what viewers can expect next. Chris, Brock, great to see you guys. This is my first Illuminate event, and the last time I saw you was at the season 1 premiere for Wingfeather. So it was an amazing experience. I was just completely floored by how audiences reacted to it. I was coming in brand new, so everything was new to me. So tell me about how the season has been received since that time.
So you have 2 audiences, right? You have your Discovery audience who were there when the books first came out, the OG, right? And who love these books. They're tattered, they're worn, they've read them multiple times, and you got to satisfy them. So that's a tough audience. And as we started unfolding the episodes, we had plenty of those going, hey, that's not what that character said here, and this page is different, kind of stuff. We're like, just hang with us. By the time we finished season 1, that audience, majority all in. Just we're thrilled. Like, okay, I see the adaptation, I love the experience, and we love it. And then you have all the new people coming in like yourself who didn't know the story and got introduced to characters and a storyline and fell in love. And it's been very satisfying. I think we're always worried when you take something that's beloved and try to adapt it and bring it out, because you get it wrong, it just gets torpedoed. And our IMDb rating, we've paid close attention to it. Do people really like it? When they speak freely on their own accord, how they engaged.
And now you guys are in production for season 2, pre-production. So tell me how that's going.
Season 2 is a continuation of the journey, and we're so excited to be in that. And it is as you know, Wingfeather is a family on a journey, and they have come together in season 1 in a relatively small town. They've discovered there's family secrets. Those secrets have been exposed, and now they're on the run. And the stakes increase, the tensions increase. We meet a whole bunch of new characters. We experience new worlds, and the world of Everywhere, the world of Wingfeather, just continues to expand and grow.
And you made some cast announcements for season 2, so tell me who's joined the Wingfeather family.
Man, season 1, we were so thrilled. Jodie Benson, of course, is back. Kevin McNally as Poto, and Henry and Cusick as Pete, with expanded roles, and of course our wonderful kid cast. But we have a couple new characters in season 2 that we wanted some great voice actors for. And so we have a villain character called the Overseer that runs the Fork Factory. And he's being played by Billy Boyd, who many people remember as Pippin in the Lord of the Rings movies.
Yes.
And it's fun having this really, wonderful actor playing a villain. We know him as this really heroic character.
Right.
And he's just does a phenomenal job. And then for those Downton Abbey fans, Leslie Nichol, who is Miss Padmore down in the kitchen area of Downton, plays this amazing character named Nergabog. She's one of our thieving Strander characters. And then this delightful young lady, Eva Whittaker, who was in a movie that was Oscar nominated called Wolfwalkers, out of Ireland, and that's where she's from, who plays Merrily, who becomes a real important figure, kind of friend of our kids, and goes on the journey with them as we go forward.
Keep watching at epochtv.com/The Beau Show.